Good afternoon and welcome to the March 19th edition of The Pulse. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Emily Madden. Coming up, we will highlight a Manchester athlete thriving on the ice, and we'll take a look at a rite of passage for teens here at MHS and beyond. We have all this and much more on this edition of The Pulse. For some teens in Connecticut, the best gift they can receive on their 16th birthday is their driver's permit. The process of getting a driver's license is an exciting and often scary process for both teens and their parents. But how has the process changed since the pandemic? Ben Roy investigates.
Almost half as many teens are getting their driver's license nowadays than in the 1980s. Although this has been a significant decrease, for the teens who do obtain a license, it can be one of the most eventful times of their high school years. Being able to have more freedom within daily activities is exciting for many new drivers, including Brandon Rona.
So when you think of high school, you think of all these big moments, getting your license, prom, and it's just one of those big moments, and it means a lot to me in my life.
Although there still are excited teens, many are now hesitant to partake in the driver's license process. Not only are students tentative, the nerves of parents, such as Amy Lindstrom, are tested daily, starting from day one of their child receiving a learner's permit.
The first time that you sit in the car with your new driver, you have to take that deep breath and just go with it.
Manchester High School's driver's ed teacher, Lee Snuffer, explains why he thinks the numbers of teens getting a license are decreasing.
I think some of it may be expense. Many years ago, the driver education classes were taught in school as a class, and they were free. That's how it was done. So many more kids were taking the classes.
There can be a variety of reasons as to why numbers are decreasing. Although it can be frightening, Lee Snuffer shares his message to those who are trying to combat their fears.
The learning curve is pretty quick from not being able to drive to being a relatively good driver. Think about the reason you're getting the license, and when you're ready, have no fear, step right up and go for it.
Even though there has been a decrease in students who do get their license, those who do obtain a sense of freedom and joy. From The Pulse, this has been Ben Roy reporting.
As someone currently in the process, I can definitely say driver's ed is exciting, but it's still a process to take seriously. Another thing that has changed due to COVID-19 is Hartford's annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Mia Hickey highlights how the local Irish dancers have adjusted.
For so many people, the Hartford St. Patrick's Day Parade brings Irish music, dancing, and traditions. However, the 49th parade would have to wait a little longer due to COVID regulations. The luck of the Irish is still in the air this year, as the Mulcahy Academy of Irish Dance continues to keep the culture and tradition alive.
We have been putting together virtual shows for our community and putting together performances that are socially distanced and masked.
Mulcahy is not the only place in the area waving the Irish flag a little higher this year. The members of the Irish American Home in Glastonbury are also doing their best to ensure a great celebration.
Started out really as a union situation, Irish people getting together, and then it just became a celebration of our heritage, our culture, our dance, and our music. Yeah.
And you can't celebrate St. Patrick's Day without some good old corned beef, all being served here at the Irish Home. Now there is a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow. The committee has announced that there may, as long as the coronavirus permits, be a halfway to St. Paddy's Day parade instead. In the meantime, from The Pulse, this has been Mia Hickey reporting and jigging.
We all know many things have changed due to COVID-19, but recently there has been huge steps toward a return of normal life. One being the vaccination of teachers in Connecticut. Tyler Jett gets an inside look at the optimism the vaccine has provided Manchester's educators.
The arrival of the COVID-19 vaccine marks the beginning of a new dawn for Manchester Public Schools.
In the past 2 weeks, members of the MHS staff rolled up their sleeves, eager and relieved to receive their first dose at the Manchester Senior Center. Mr. Jeff Soljeski, a paraprofessional at MHS, is optimistic that by receiving the vaccine, he can contribute to creating a healthier community and encouraging others to follow suit.
Is hopefully we will finally get this thing eradicated. We will get the numbers high enough where we will achieve herd immunity.
For Mr. Brandon Waterman, taking the vaccine was a fluid decision that would help get students back into the classroom.
I'm hoping that I'm doing my part just like everybody else who's here, taking time out of their day to try to, help with what's going on in terms of the major pandemic so we can get kids back into school as quickly as possible.
Paramedic Nick Case perceives every vaccine administered to school staff as a vital stepping stone. Although, along the way, he has encountered many patients suffering from COVID.
It was a truly devastating year. We saw a lot of sick people that didn't need to be so sick. So the sooner that people can get vaccinated and do their part to help slow the spread and help to kind of mitigate the effects of the virus, the safer everyone is going to be.
Okay. Gonna go in here.
Coordinating the vaccine rollout was a significant undertaking, but Superintendent Matt Geary was able to secure doses for secondary school staff with an intention of bringing students back in for in-person learning 5 days a week.
Yes, I think adults and students are just eager to get back to some sense of normalcy.
Although the vaccine is voluntary, many staff members like Mr. Jeff Soljeski have stepped forward.
Thank you, my love.
Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Mr. Geary credits the vaccine with boosting morale.
So I think overall the staff response is very positive. And I think mostly, not that it's not about being vaccinated, but it's also about hopefully sort of the light at the end of the tunnel for this whole thing.
MHS teachers and school staff have largely embraced the COVID-19 vaccine in hopes that'll bring some normalcy to our schools and contribute to a brighter future. From the Pulse, this has been Tyler Jett reporting.
While the vaccinations of teachers is a huge turning point in the pandemic, we must continue to be diligent and mask up. Speaking of diligent, as the basketball team heads into their postseason, we take a close look at the team that will get you excited.
I think we come in every day to the gym thinking that it could be our last practice or our last game, and we don't know what's going to happen with Corona, so it could be.
Bad reps lead to those mistakes.
We didn't think we was gonna have a season. It got pushed back about 2 months. So it definitely means a lot. We just want to come out here and win. And basketball helped me escape from just a lot of outside world things.
We look out for each other, we got each other's backs. We're definitely like a family. It's like we're all brothers.
Keep the focus, finish strong.
Therapy on the court.
We wish the team the best of luck in the postseason. From the court at Clark Arena, we now head to the ice at the Newington Arena to highlight the success of Manchester Newington's hockey team goalie Andrew Fogarty.
Ice hockey. Yet another activity COVID hasn't been able to place on hold this year. The Manchester Newington Co-op hockey team has been able to put up impressive numbers for the past couple of years. This year is no different than the rest, with the support of the talented goalie Andrew Fogarty. The profound keeper has played in 27 games throughout his career. Out of the 27, the team only lost a total of 4 times. Andrew was deemed player of the game 3 times and made a whopping 433 saves.
My stats are the same as last year. I think it's because of the ice time I didn't get during the summer and the practices. I feel like if COVID wasn't around, I would have had better stats this year. Yeah, I feel like I got to play to my best abilities to show them what I have to offer. And also, they also look up to me as a leader, so I have to show them what a leader is.
Andrew's goalie coach has noticed his hard work and determination right from the start.
Well, he's playing a vital position, and I think he's playing it probably as well as anybody that I've been coaching in about 15 years here, so he's a very, very important guy on the team. It's been an interesting 3 years. Andrew is a little bit of a character, which is good, and but he has certainly been one of these guys that's worked really hard over the last 3 years to improve his game and become kind of a student of the game, not just an athlete.
It's amazing to see how one player can be such an important asset and have such a positive impact on a co-op team. We wish Andrew Fogarty and the rest of his hockey team the best of luck in the regular season. From Manchester High School, this has been Jared Lindstrom reporting.
Congratulations, Andrew, on all your success. You are representing Manchester well both on and off the ice. Recently, there has been a rise in spirituality among teens. The use of crystals, incense, and tarot cards has made its way into many teens' lives. Glyza Fuentes heads to Harvest Beads and Silver on Main Street to spotlight this new interest.
With spirituality on the rise, teens and young adults of Manchester and the surrounding areas are turning to Harvest for their metaphysical needs. Located 189 Main Street, Harvest sells handmade items including jewelry and clothing accessories. Although most customers tend to gravitate towards the crystals that they sell. Social media platforms have welcomed the newfound love of metaphysical items, and it helps spread it to the younger generations.
I definitely think spirituality is trending. We've said that a couple times, even in jest, of like people are connecting. They can see, okay, it's not funny or weird or bizarre. They can see a friend or someone that they kind of know through somebody or somebody else is actually practicing or doing something, whether it be religious or spiritual, and allows people to comfortably take their own journey and try it out and just see.
A local crystal enthusiast, Desiree Duke, speaks about what brings her to Harvest.
So I really like going to the store just because it's just the energy and the people that work there. It's just a great vibe. And I just love the wide variety of crystals that they have. There's all different types and just, I love it.
Whatever you need to fulfill your spirituality needs, Harvest Beads and Silver will be there to provide it and mix it in with a little bit of positive energy. From the Pulse, this has been Glyza Fuentes reporting.
Please support Harvest and other local businesses in downtown Manchester. Main Street is a short walk from the MHS campus as the weather improves. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Tune in next week for more stories about the Manchester community. If you have any story ideas that you think should be included in our next program, email Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpspride.org. Please make sure to follow us on social media and check out our past work by heading to mhstelevision.com. I'm Emily Madden, and this has been The Pulse.